I'm sure many of you have worked with coding assistants such as Cursor, Codex, or Cloud Code. And you have been amazed of how good they are, how they can basically develop the entire, code base. And then you are wondering, how come if we have such a good, basically, coding assistants, we don't see the impact of these on enterprises? If we want to look at the difference between an agent, such as these coding assistants, and a chatbot, when we are dealing with a chatbot, basically a chatbot is responsible to answering your question. But then the action is up to the user. However, when we are dealing with an agent, the agent is not only answer questions, some of these agents actually perform complex tasks and perform actions. And therefore, the bar for an agent is much higher than a chatbot. I mean, an agent may basically not just respond to you that, for example, your order should be canceled. Rather, it may actually cancel the old order and refund the customer. So for that reason, when we are dealing with an agent actually observes the system, then decide which tool to call. It calls that tool, it looks at the response of that tool call, and then based on that decide what would be the next. And sometimes it goes over multiple tools. So for example, if an agent, process 10 steps one at a time, if we want to have a reliable agent, every step that agent performs should be very high accuracy. So even if the agent performs 90% accuracy in every step, if we get to the entire 10 steps, the agents may perform only 1/3 of the time right, and 2/3 it can go wrong. Not only that, when we are dealing with an agent, even the agent may be the final answer of the agent is correct, but the underlying trajectory that has gone has been wrong and performed the wrong actions. So for that reason, when we want to evaluate an agent, it's not about what we see at the last point. Rather, we have to observe the entire trajectory, and we have to evaluate every trajectory for all variety of cases and corner cases, and be sure that it is, for example, sometimes 99.9% correct. Otherwise, you cannot rely on such an agent. At Brazen Lab, that's what we are trying to focus. We're trying to focus how we can provide a reliable agent in industry using some of the best models in the world.